But see, I know, and I get that point of view, but I think the AI is an equalizer, right? So instead of preventing someone from making more money, what if our AI can help us create a competition for that? What if there in the future there's more than just McDonald's? There's 300 restaurants that'll do hamburgers correctly, and it's
Right.
all being run by AI. Then it becomes okay, who's the best, not just who's the biggest. So I think from a work and an entrepreneurial mindset, I think AI is just an equalizer. It'll let the smaller people compete with those big corporations, and I think there's going to be a huge power shift in the next 5 to 10 years. And I think a lot of those companies are going to go out of business, and that I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because competition breeds. That's our
Yeah.
society. We're built on that. So I don't know. I think AI is going to be an equalizer. I think some people are going to use it to get bigger than others, and there's still going to be that power struggle. But I think it's going to be less so than it is now. I think that the income inequality thing will be a thing of the past. And maybe I'm the optimistic one here.
I do appreciate that. I like you being optimistic and me being pessimistic. 'Cause it gives us both points of views. But I do think that yeah, but I do see where you're coming from. And I guess like in my heart of hearts, I'm like, I really do hope you're right. Cause I want to be wrong. I don't want to be right, but I want to be wrong. But I just, in today's day and age and today's the things that are coming out and the way that people are just showing their true faces and just the evilness that we're seeing with the Epstein files, I'm just like, I just don't see it. These people with money that are hoarding the wealth, they're doing it because at some point they become outside the law, and they're
Mhm.
lawless, evil people using their
It's an
money to get
oligarchy.
whatever they want. And
Yeah.
it's scary. And to me, that's the fear that I'm working with. I'm like, I'm more afraid that I don't know what these people are capable of, because if they're capable of the shit they're being accused of, I
Imagine what
just
we don't know. Yeah.
exactly. I'm like, just,
Yeah.
you
No,
know
I
what?
get
Just leave me
it.
alone. Let me play my video games. And I don't want to talk about it, because if I look outside the window, I'm going to be very disappointed with what I'm seeing. So it's like, yeah. So I agree with you. And I hope that you're right. I hope that this idea of combining OpenClaw with OpenAI means that the innovations will get greater and greater and greater. And it will cause, a domino effect of us being able to close that gap and allowing
Inequality.
people,
Yeah.
and yeah, then allowing more equality in the world. And it's at least, in our country, that like, I hope it's in the world, but at least in our country for the foreseeable future. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to keep doing this
Remains
podcast
to be
forever and then
seen.
figure it out. We'll
Yeah.
be doing this, and we're at 80. Did
Yeah.
what we
We'll
said in
look back at
episode
this
2 come
episode.
true?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, oh no, we were wrong. No, or we were right.
And that's
Oh,
what's
that
great
reminds me
about
about
doing this.
Skynet.
That's what's great about doing this with you, man, is that now we have stuff to look back to in posterity, right? So it's like
Yeah,
once these things come to fruition, we can look back and we can see what our mindsets were back then. Because even from the time that I started this podcast, my mind has completely changed since then. So it's kind of
right.
evolved, and things are evolving so quickly. So I'm glad that I get to do this with you, man.
Yeah, the same. I think it's important to have these conversations and to do them with the people that
Hmm.
are going to listen and hear you out and actually go through like see it from the other side and see what happens in the other side, and then be able to have that conversation. I think a lot of people don't have that. And I think a lot of people get stuck on their own perspective and their own mindset and what they know and what they've been told,
Hmm.
because anyone else that they want to talk about it with or want to have that discourse with, they're not responding with either the same energy or even energy enough to get them to think about something else. So they just get stuck in their little ways. And it's just
Yeah.
like,
You get stuck in your own little echo chamber. Yeah. People get stuck in their own echo chambers, not only politically, but also like societally and stuff like that. You get caught up in these little pockets of the people who think like you. And it's good to see another perspective. And I'm so glad that you and I have opposing views on some things, because we do get to kind of have that debate and
right.
see things a little bit differently, which is the whole point of the podcast. So if you guys have, your opinions on some of these topics that we talked about, just leave them down in the comments down below. I know we went a little bit long today. We try not to do that too much, but
Mhm.
our conversation was great. So I
Mhm.
appreciate you sticking around.